I truly believe that the culture at the Low Heart is very unique. We are all mission driven. I mean, most of the people that join a Low Heart join it for a personal reason or for a passion to this field or to do good to the world. So we have a mission and we work together.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumi Tech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with C-Tech. Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. This episode is with Michal Gutman, the CTO and CISO at HelloHeart, a healthcare startup that helps patients track, understand, and improve their chronic conditions. Before joining HelloHeart, Michal worked as R&D manager at Trusteer, an Israeli cybersecurity company acquired by IBM for nearly $1 billion. Michal has over 15 years of software development and research experience, which enabled her to lead, along with her colleagues, the largest peer-reviewed research on digital health that was conducted by the company. Michal holds a B.Sc in computer science and biology with an emphasis on bioinformatics. Before that, Michal served in the elite unit 8200. Making such a huge positive impact, using technology, literally the reason why I entered tech in the first place. Understanding how to use deep technology to work with consumer behavior to make a positive impact here in the health space. Your engineering background spans well beyond health and into other verticals as well. And as a leader, I'm excited to hear a little bit from you how you've seen your own personal development and how you bring those experiences today to the incredible mission that HelloHeart is on. A fantastic company, post-Series C company with some incredible investors on board, Resolute and Koshlan, and some amazing partners with you. And so I can only imagine what it's like to be on this rocket ship and at the same time saying the awesome ways in which you're helping people take control over their ability to manage their diseases. And so, Michal, tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your journey.
Sure. I was born in Rishon LeZion in Israel, and as a younger sister to two older brothers, I grew up to like video games more than any other game because I wanted to play with them. Basically, I wrote my first video game at the age of 14. It was Tetris in Visual Basic, and my first website at the age of 16,
Wow.
which was a way to communicate with my girlfriend. Imagine a time before WhatsApp, Facebook, and stuff. So technology was always part of my journey, part of my life. After that, I served in the elite unit H200. When I completed my service, I started my bachelor degrees in computer science and biology with the emphasis on bioinformatics. Basically, I always had a passion to computer science, but I always also have a passion to biology and the medical field in general. Had small dream to become a doctor, but I killed it back then. So when I found out about this degree, which was relatively new at the time, I understood that this is the perfect fit for me. After I graduated, I spent several years in the cyberspace field, which was an amazing experience. Working in cybersecurity, every day you have a new challenge. The amount of data you're working with is crazy. And every day you need to solve some problem, but you need to solve it yesterday. One of the startups I worked with was Trusteer, that was also acquired by IBM. Sorry. But after like more than 10 years, I decided to search and see if I can find companies that will combine biomed and technology. And then I found HelloHeart, and I'm enjoying the ride ever since.
So walk me through the inflection point of joining HelloHeart. First on a personal level. So, you're mentioning the search and you're looking for what else to do. You've already seen success numerous times throughout your career, whether it be in academia or in startups or in the IDF. Really meaningful positions and meaningful verticals. What was that search for, really?
So it was a very particular search. I knew exactly what I wanted. I didn't search for any title. I searched for a company that will work in the biomed field, if it's healthcare or genetic or something about that. And back then in Israel, the numbers of companies that answer that was not a lot. And I also search for a small company where I can really influence and make an impact and feel like I contribute to the company's success. And actually, a friend of mine introduced me to Hello Hearts. And they were like super small, 10 people back then. They
Wow.
didn't even have like career page in their website. So I found the co-founder, Ziv Meltzer, on LinkedIn, and I found his personal email address somehow, and I just sent him a message. Yeah, like, hey, your company sounds super interesting. Let's meet.
Wow.
Yeah, and they agree.
So what about the company at that point really drew you in? Because that's quite unique, because I'm sure that with your expertise and your experience, you had a lot of people knocking on your door at that point to come and join their journeys, yet you send Ziv a message. What prompted you to do that?
I read and I checked my network about Mayan Cohen, which is the CEO, and Ziv Meltzer, and their experience really resonates. And when I met them, I completely was amazed by the product they built, by the company they built, the culture they have at Hello Heart, and I really believe that they can take this company further. And again, we were like 10 people. Now we are 130. So I hope I made the right decision, but it looks like I did.
That definitely did. Tell me a little bit about the pain point of Hello Heart and the solution that you're bringing, both from a technological perspective, but also from a shift in consumer behavior perspective.
Yeah. So before we'll explain about the people that we have at Hello Heart and in the journey that we had, a bit about Hello Heart. Basically, our mission is to empower patients to understand and improve their heart health using technology. Today, the average person uses his cell phone about 5 hours a day, if not even more. So what we want is we want to leverage that to actually save life. So we started with hypertension, which is the lead cause death in the US and heart conditions in the world in general. And now we're expanding to hyperlipidemia and also to arrhythmia. Basically, what we are doing is we have a mobile device that comes with a blood pressure cuff, wireless blood pressure cuff. The user is able to measure his vitals using the cuff. The cuff sends the results to the mobile app. And now the magic begins. We start with the simple things, which is to actually explain the user what the numbers even mean. You will be surprised how many users does not know what is the big number or the small number, or is it good? Is it bad? Where should I aim to? So we start with that.
So you're saying, by the way, you're saying, and I'll touch on this later on a little bit again, because you're mentioning this is the simple thing. But I think, like you're mentioning, it's not that simple. And also from a company perspective, being able to do it well, that is probably the hardest part of this whole thing, right?
Yes, this is true. It's not really simple, because you need to build the trust and you need to make the user believe in your device. And those devices are pretty new. They're in the world for like 10 years. And most people prior to COVID wanted to see their doctor. They don't want the app, the mobile app, or even or technology in general to explain to them what they have. So we needed to spend a lot on making sure that the user experience is flawless and that we explain to the user that this product actually works and we have accuracy, the same as you will have in the doctor office. And of course, the privacy. when you are working with the medical data, and especially when for us, because we are working in a B2B2C model, which means which is business to consumer, which means we sell our solutions to, in our case, to employer in the US market, and the employers give the solution to their employees. So the privacy is super important, and many of our users want to make sure that their data will not be shared with their employer, that it will not impact their health status, their health insurance. So yeah, now it sounds simple, but we had quite of a ride to make sure that our users will feel comfortable measuring their blood pressure at their home.
So what are the challenges that are being presented when you're working on a B2B2C company where trust is such an important figure here? The brand and the recognition that people feel safe and secure with both using and understanding and agreeing with the product. What are the biggest challenges that this presents?
Basically now, I would say that our company is divided into two. We have the B2B part and we have the B2C part. Because in one for our customer success, for our go-to-market team, their client is the employer. But for our product design, user
I
marketing, their
see.
client is the end user. So basically, we have two marketing departments. One marketing department that aim for the end user, but one marketing department that aim for the clients. So it's a big of a challenge, and it's also a challenge because in some places the business, the clients, the one that pays, they want you to do something. They want to influence the roadmap. So they have some kind of idea, but the user will not actually want it. You know that they will not use it, or it will not help the users improve their heart health. So why should they do it? So it's like a battle, and you need to decide which one to take. And also the sharing of data. It's also an issue because the business, like the clients, they want the data. They want to get all the information that they can. But we built our product from the patient side, not from the medical side. So we are here for the users. Our users come first. And this is something that we will never do. We will never share data, even if it will cost us some clients.
Right. And so with technology being at the forefront here, what has technology really enabled you, both as you as a leader, but as an organization to do that wasn't available, even 10 years ago?
I will give you an example of one of our latest features that we launched last year, which is a irregular heart detection.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, now we can detect irregular heart, which is it's a very complex condition that you cannot detect all the time. It's not something that you have 24 hours. So if you will go to the doctor to check that, it's not necessarily means that at the right moment that you will sit at the doctor office, you will have this irregular heartbeat. But when you can measure it every time when you are at home, so for example, if you feel fatigue or dizziness and you have your device near you, so you will be more able to catch those events, and it's a life-threatening event. So this is basically what we did using technology to be able to measure the heart rate and to find like a baseline and to see abnormality in your heart rate. And according to that, to detect irregular heartbeats.
Incredible. And so if you're looking at technology as an enabler here, moving forward, and we're, even in general with the medical space and the way that customers are able to interact with their illnesses in a different way, how do you see this advancing? How do you see, the new technologies that are being developed now, specifically, with machine learning and our ability to really make sense of lots of data? How is that going to change the consumer behavior in the health space?
Wow, the technology is evolving all the time, and it's crazy. What we have now is the wearable devices. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. You get so many data points on you, how you sleep, how you snore, how you walk, if you will fall. It's your oxygen level, your temperature level. So using all of that, I really believe that we can, first of all, reduce unnecessary medical intervention like surgery, even medication. The fact that, for example, in the United States, many users are suffering for an overdose of medication because no one was because no one really take the time to give this specific doses, or maybe after like 4 months of using this medication for a chronic disease, we can change the prescription. I mean, it can happen. So using something that will monitor you almost all the time will help us solve that. And now we can actually see that people are being more engaged. People have the trust now and technology. People understand now that they don't need to go to the medical office. Uh, Although a low heart does not intend to be instead of the medical of the doctor, we just want to tell the user when is the right time for him to actually seek a medical condition, a medical
Fantastic.
assistant.
How is this journey different for you now? So you've done the searching and you reached out to this company. You're more than 130 people now after you were 10 people. You've been with it since its growth. Well, how do you see your journey different here than before?
Uh, Being at a low heart, from a 10 people company to 140 and counting, we are growing all the time. It's an incredible journey. My role has changed every 6 months. The task or the job responsibility I had when I started and the ones that I have today is completely different. Your job all the time evolving and changing, and the people that you work with all the time changing. So it's crazy to be part of a hyper growth startup. It's something that you need to try it. I really recommend it to everyone to try to be part of a startup.
Do you see yourself going back to the previous verticals that you used to interact with, at the cybersecurity space or traditional B2B SaaS? Is that something that you see yourself doing again post Hello Hard, or has this experience changed a little bit your ambitions within your career or the tech space?
Yeah. So this experience changed a lot how I see using technology. When I first, in my first month at Hello Heart, I couldn't really understand the difference of blue color. Like, I mean, one shade of blue was the same shades for me. The user experience was not something that I thought it's so crazy and so important. But now I understand that it is. It can actually make a product successful or to fail. So I think that I will always want to be in to work on a product that that put emphasis on the user experience and to continue to research user behavioral and to use that to create even better products.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to cybersecurity, I think I will stay with the medical space.
Today, everybody's talking about culture and the vibe and making a positive impact. What is the feeling within Hello Heart? Is there a feeling of mission driven, of people working towards a greater goal? Is there a sense of that culture there?
Yeah, I truly believe that the culture at the Low Heart is very unique. We are all mission driven. I mean, most of the people that join a Low Heart join it for a personal reason or for a passion to this field or to do good to the world. So we have a mission and we work together. Beside that, our culture is a very open to feedback, which is something that I didn't find in every place that I worked with.
Hmm.
We think that feedback is a necessity and not a nice to have. we make a decision based on data and not based on seniority or titles. So basically, the company really listen to the employees and not just telling them what to do. And I think that in this culture, the employees at Hello Heart feel like they can speak their mind, share ideas, and contribute to the success of Hello Heart. And it translates to be an environment where people really enjoy coming to the office, which in those days it's not something very common.
I
So
agree. Michal, this is so awesome, and I'm so inspired by your work with Hello Heart. You have incredible partners and incredible people that are making such a positive impact. And like I mentioned in the start, this is the reason why I got into technology myself, is to find those points of intersection where you have a challenge of a consumer challenge that through behavior that we can alter, we can improve the lives dramatically, and we can provide more information but in a different way. And it's just exciting. So can't wait to see what's happening with Hello Heart. And thank you very much for joining. And stay safe and stay healthy.
thank you.